Welcome to Spellbound Pages, where we talk fantasy, dark romance, and obviously books that ruined us. I do not know who needs to read this, but your next reading obsession is probably in this video. We will do something really simple today. If you like this trope, then read this book. Mostly vibes, chaos, and dangerously good characters, because we love that, right? It's June after all. It's getting warm, people are making questionable choices, we all do, right, sometimes? And honestly, this feels like the perfect time to ruin your sleep schedule with a good book, or a few good books. Let's just get into it. And let's start with true enemies to lovers. You know, true enemies to lovers. When they try to unalive each other at least once and more. A war-split world where mortals get one brutal shot at magic every 50 years, not more. And Aris, or FMC, is not here for glory, to save the world, or even destiny. No. She is here for revenge. And she's entering a deadly competition, and she's out with nothing but her rage, wits, and somehow she ends up getting a sword that everyone wants, including the very dangerous and broody man that once betrayed her. It is a very fast, intense book. Action-packed, addicting. Let's just say it. And constantly, one wrong move could lead to disaster. And that ending should be illegal, because you will want to beg for the next book after that. Just saying. This entire series, but True Enemies to Lovers, first book. Diana, or FMC, serves a monster / more demon type, and she does so to save her sister. And she ends up crossing paths with our MMC, Samkia, who is a god, and who is also her enemy and should absolutely destroy her. No question asked. Yes, they will try to unalive each other, because this is True Enemies to Lovers, right? But instead of that, they are forced into this slow collision of hatred, angst, obviously, but also history, and also, why are you looking at me like that? It is the kind of story where the tension feels weightier than the actual plot war in the background. Is it worth it? 100%, no question asked. I love that series so much. Eldrith Manor, a ghost and a demon, are stuck in the same cursed house, and this is more than True Enemies to Lovers. This is SenLinYu and lovers kind of way. They are trying to outlast each other, and they are failing miserably. It is dark, please check your trigger warnings. Strange storm, fun though, and a bit chaotic emotionally, but somehow it still hands you, pulling you into that we shouldn't be doing this, but we are doing it anyway kind of energy and vibe. Arranged marriage, what else? That's one of my favorite tropes, and yes, it's forced proximity, but hear me out, we will separate both of those. If you never read that series, I would say start with From Blood and Ash, but you don't have to if you do not wish to commit to 2 series at the same time. Do as you wish. Do as what's best for you and what you want to. This one is way tinier as a series overall, and it is worth it to read it. It is getting better and better with each book. The third one is literally my favorite. Our FMC is born to be a sacrifice. She is sent to seduce the Primal of Death, kind of god of death, but also to unalive him as his bride, obviously. And honestly, on both sides, there is some unaware behavior, but then her future husband turns out to be not what she expected. And suddenly her duty starts feeling a lot more like obsession, and she will feel stuck between destiny and something way more dangerous than that. Please check your trigger warnings. This is dark romance. Our FMC is handed off like a mafia deal, which it is, and married to a man who thinks like a walking threat. Who is a red flag? There is no red flag. I love it. He does think she's a pawn, but she quietly proves him wrong. Or not so quietly, she's kind of fierce. And she might actually be the one holding the board. The story is messy, intense, and every interaction feels like a negotiation. One that could turn into a war, or even worse. And yes, this might be possible. A forced political marriage in a surveillance state, where love is basically illegal. Our FMC is sent to unalive him. Yes, there is true enemies to lovers here as well. This is another one to convince you to read it. And he was trained to control her, even alive too, to be honest. But instead of that, they are locked in a constantly shifting dynamics of power, suspicion, and a slow, delicious burning tension that keeps cracking open every single time. They are trying to be and stay enemies. So good that ending wasn't fair. I need book 2, okay? So good. Marley Gray MMC. Yeah, because we love those. At least I do. I'm just a girl. Of course, everyone talked about it. So me too, right? I've read it. I loved it. I loved it. Amazing book. I had a lot of struggle for part 1, but after part 2 started, I was locked in and immersed. Our FMC, Elena, is captured in a post-war world, and she's forced to face a man who can dig through her memories, especially when her memories are kind of locked. Nothing about the situation feels safe or even simple. And please check your trigger warnings. Cain is exactly the kind of character you shouldn't trust, but you end up thinking about all the time even after finishing the book and spooning over. But attention, the story is way bigger than romance. It's more dark fantasy leaning and then romance, yet the romance in itself still hurts a lot. I do not know why people do not love that series. I adore it. Zevender is one of my favorite MMC, and yeah, Shadow Daddy, hello. Anyway, our FMC crossed a cursed forest and ends up tied to a man who is basically danger in a human-ish form. Okay? He is meant to protect her, or at least is begrudgingly protecting her, because he resents the fact that he does. Broody. And yet, the obsession between them slowly, frustratingly slowly builds, but in a way that feels inevitable. The whole book has a gothic vibe, which I adored. It's slow, but in the best way, with a good world building. And it's kind of haunting in a way that sticks with you after. The vibes and the writing are immaculate. Just saying, this was my first book of and series of Keri Lake, and maybe that's why I love it so much, because I cannot compare with her other works, but I loved it. A cursed girl enter a deadly performance world or mansion where players can literally recreate reality. The lead player she meets is absolutely charming, but in the most suspicious ways. And nothing about their connection feels safe or even predictable. And you will be constantly waiting for the reveal moment where absolutely everything twists and flips. And trust me, it will. Forced proximity in general, no arranged marriage. Yes. Of course, this one. Da, or FMC, accidentally binds herself with a broody fairy warrior who would absolutely revel like she did not exist around him. But it is what it is. He needs her magic, and she needs a way back home, so they have to deal with each other. And they are stuck together in a frozen world. Honestly, I do not see the problem. I would be enchanted about that. I don't know about you, but I will. And that word, it's both of them equally anyway. The tension builds fast, but absolutely deliciously. And there is literally nowhere else for them to go anyway, so... I do not know why no one is talking about this book, because this is absolutely amazing. One of the best books I have read this year. Our FMC is a spy. Our MMC is a rebellion's general. She is not working for him. She is spying on the rebellion, on the enemy's side. This is more aides to lover than enemies to lovers, though. So that's why it did not end up in the true enemies to lovers. But this book is still amazing. They are forced into close quarters while they are trying to decide if they should unalive each other or fall for each other first. The dynamic between them is sharp, intense, and full of we are definitely not safe together alone in the same room. You know, that's the vibe. There is way more than the romance for this book. This is a romantasy, but a very balanced one, with a plot, world building, and good action-packed moments. I am waiting impatiently for book 2. If you love and adore The Little Mermaid, this is one of the best retelling I ever read, and I am very picky about those. A mermaid princess, on a mission to break a curse, ends up trapped in a human castle with a prince she was supposed to seduce and then break his heart. Except now, she can't really tell if she is playing him or if she is the one getting played. And while this main plot of the story happens, there is also a murder mystery side plot. And that is absolutely 100% amazing. I love that. So if you love murder mystery and a good romantasy, you will adore this one. Also, this is very well balanced. There is fun family vibes. There is a good plot, world building as well, and a detailed world building about the mermaid side too. So you will love this. I am pretty sure you will. For our last trope, who did this to you? Another reason to pick right about now if you did not already, Anathema, because there is that trope in there. I already talked about that series, so what are you waiting for? If you wanted one reason to start first with From Blood and Ash, instead of start with A Shadow in the Amber, then here is your reason. Who Did This to You trope is in From Blood and Ash first book. And I think other books too, it's, if my memory is correct. Or FMC has been controlled all her life. She has been trained to be untouchable until a new guard enters her world and starts questioning everything she's been told and taught. And the moment he sees her being hurt, that's it. It's over. That seals the deal. There is a shift from duty to obsession that happens relatively fast and not fast, you will see. But it's still very delicious, I promise. And it won't be irreversible. It's like they are done for, period. If you did not start this series yet, what are you doing? This is one of my favorite series of all time. I am on the team to tell you to start with the Assassin's Blade first, because I am a chronological order girly. I said what I said. If you like fierce FMCs with Nesta vibes, or that are more grey like Diana, and not so lovable, then you will adore starting with the Assassin's Blade first, because that's how FMC. Or Throne of Glass, where you have the trope Who Did This to You. Or FMC is an assassin who is pulled out of prison to compete for her freedom. But what starts as a survival slowly turns into something much bigger. The people around her start seeing what she's been through and what she's capable of, and also what she deserves. Keep in mind, this is high fantasy first, romance later. This is found family first, romance later. But there is a Who Did This to You trope, absolutely, in this book. And all that recognition about her, or FMC, it is what changed absolutely everything. This is your sign. Go. So yeah, I think this is your to be read for the foreseeable future, right? Or at least you have added some of those books to you to be read if they weren't already. And if you needed a sign to start a book today, well, this is it. What are you waiting for? Let me know also which other tropes you want me to dive deep in next time. If you want me to continue this trope, these books kind of episode. It's fun. I really enjoyed that. And I have a feeling this won't be the last episode about it. If you read also any of this, or if any of those just ended up on your to be read, please let me know in the comment. I love to start discussion with you about those. Also, if you have any recommendation about those tropes for me that I didn't mention or that you think I would enjoy, please let me know also in the comments. I would love to add those books in my to be read, even if it's endless. Honestly, I'm always happy to add more. So yes, please. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and I see you soon next time for more Spann magic.